Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Season 3, Episode 17, Starfari. Now this one I liked. This one was excellent. While out and about in the kingdom, Star is reminded of just how segregated humans are from monsters. Or vice versa, considering it's the monsters that are being kept out, not the humans. She goes to her mother and discovers that the main reason for this isn't the fact that her mother is a horrible bigot towards monsters, like we've been shown in the past, or at least is only in part because of that. And the main reason is because the royal monster expert, a woman named Jelly Goodwell, thinks that that's for the best. There's a bit of a misunderstanding between her and Star, where Star believes that she wants to bring monsters into their society more fully, but during an expedition where the two of them go out to observe a monster kind, it's revealed that she actually wants to separate them more fully by turning the main area of monster congregation, a monster village, into a separate island from the rest of Muni. She blows up a dam that the monsters built to prevent this same thing from happening. But working together between the great strength of the monsters there and Star's magic, they're able to build a new dam which keeps the water from destroying the center of the town. It seems at first that Goodwell, having observed this coming together and cooperation between humans and monsters, has had a change of heart, but turns out she's just kind of bonkers and now she wants to live like a monster and starts behaving like some kind of animal. I like this episode for several reasons, and I'm going to do my best to explain them here. The episode starts out pretty silly. We get a scene between Star and her mom that's pretty humorous, where Star is trying to determine exactly where the line is drawn between monster and person. Why are Tom, Ponyhead, and Rich Pigeon not monsters, but Buff Frog, for example, is a monster? And her mom dismisses it casually, basically boiling it down to the fact that they're all rich and the other monsters aren't. And then there's this goofy sequence where Star keeps getting the room confused and barging in on people that aren't Goodwell. And there are varying degrees of goofy things happening behind the doors. Even Goodwell's behavior is silly, as she takes Star out on an observational safari, looking out on the monsters as if they're some species of animal, as if they're gorillas or something. But all of that humor, it turns out to be what I call Firefly humor. In the TV series Firefly, there's a scene where Captain Malcolm Reynolds, the arguably central character of that show, is being roasted by his crew for accidentally marrying a woman on a strange planet. And it's genuinely funny. It's a genuinely funny scene until you remember that this young woman has been forced to marry someone that she doesn't love, and in following him, has been taken away from her people. Now she's stuck on this ship, forced into a life that she doesn't understand, and they were making fun of her for it. Not directly, because they were directing their ridicule towards Mal, but in doing so, they were treating her as if she wasn't even a person. And it's when you're reminded that she's a person, that her entire life has been turned upside down by these circumstances, and that they aren't funny. All of that humor turns sour. Suddenly, despite the fact that the jokes were funny, and they're still funny, if you go back and rewatch the scene, you're probably still going to laugh at it. You feel guilty about it. Likewise, when Star comes to the realization that Goodwell doesn't even see the monsters as people, and we, as audience members, are reminded through that these are people. These are people that she is treating this badly. These are people who she has inspired an entire kingdom to treat this badly. That humor, it turns sour. It becomes this weight that the rest of the episode carries with it. We find out she's been tracking Buff Frog as if he's just another animal. He's aware of it. He knows about her. He isn't particularly bothered by it. But that's still pretty gross. And it becomes very clear very fast that this woman is never going to be what the monsters need. Obviously, if her plan had stopped at making the village an island, the monsters would have been fine. They're intelligent creatures. They can build boats. But when she accidentally takes it a step further and the entire town is now going to be destroyed, that's kind of the last straw for her character. You realize there's really no hope for her anymore. And I think the most disturbing part about all of this is that it's not done maliciously. She has the best of intentions. She's just horrifically incompetent and has misunderstood this situation so grossly that I can't imagine anybody misunderstanding anything more than this. That's why it was so cool that at the very end, Star gave her job of Royal Monster Expert to Buff Frog. It's a twist that I didn't see coming, and yet it makes so much sense. Overall, this was an excellent episode. This may even be my favorite episode of Season 3 so far, and I certainly cannot wait until this plotline is explored further. As per usual though, guys, I'd like to know, what did you think of this episode if you have seen it? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below or over on my Discord. Link in the description. Either way, this has been AJ22 and I will talk to you guys later.